So there is nothing short of breathtaking that happens when you realise and achieve your new visions, your new goals, and your new dreams by believing in your highest potential. Young Living Crown Diamond Melissa Poepping helps you do just that in wellness, purpose, and abundance. Melissa is the author of The Chemical Free Home and founder of the Sweet Team. So Melissa lives in central Minnesota, and I was saying earlier, 4 years ago, Melissa was an executive living in a little country town of 67 people. They've had 6 more people move to the town in the last 4 years. So do you think that you could maybe possibly rank advance to at least silver or gold? But if you're really stretched, you live in Brisbane, maybe you could go Crown Diamond. Because with 67 people, wow. So Melissa featured in the 4-year career Young Living edition. She's a well-known international speaker. Melissa is passionate about showing others how to live their life by design. For the last 5 years, Melissa has enjoyed motivating and guiding others on the use of essential oils and living a chemical-free lifestyle. So please help me welcome to the stage Crown Diamond Melissa Poepping.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Well, I have to say, of all the cities we've been in, everyone is trying to outdo the other. And Sydney thought that they had more energy and more excitement than you. And I said, not Bris Vegas. No. I am so excited to be here with you guys. Are you guys excited to be here with me? I love that I can get that kind of excitement and I didn't even have to ask twice. You guys rock. We're going to have so much fun tonight. I'm going to need 2 people that want to come to my make and take to join me up here. Perfect. You? And let's take you back there. Yes. Come on up. Yeah. You might want to bring your notebook because this is where you're going to be for the rest of the night. Go up and have a seat. That's where you guys, I'm going to be down here. You guys are going to be on stage. How many of you guys here have kids? Oh, wow. Do you remember that first moment you brought your child home from the hospital? Or even just that first moment after birth, you're holding this child? That was the most amazing moment for me. I'm looking at this pristine palette, this fresh new canvas. Like nothing had ever been put on her, nothing had ever been put in her. It was just perfection. It was an amazing feeling as a mom to know I had all the power to do it right. Do you guys remember that moment? Did you feel the same way? And as I started looking at all the options ahead of me, bath care, skin care, and I started researching ingredients, I was shocked at what I was finding in these products. Shocked. I couldn't believe that ingredients this toxic were on the market. I knew that something better was out there. I just didn't know what it was or where to find it. Do you guys remember feeling like that? You know it's out there, but you didn't know what it was or where to find it. You just knew you had to find it. My list of demands wasn't too big. I just wanted products that were the most pristine ingredients. I wanted it to come from a company that had the highest standards and ethics and integrity. And I knew I was going to be so excited when I found it. I was going to want to share it with everybody, so it had to be something I could share. I was so excited when I found out about essential oils. I knew I had that something better I was looking for. I could make my own products. I could put these on the kids. I was so excited. And as I started researching different companies, I couldn't believe it when I stumbled upon Young Living. The ethics and the integrity of the company, the seed to seal standard. A company, the only company in the world that plants the seed, grows the seed, harvests the seed, and then puts into a bottle what that seed produces, what that plant produces. Isn't that incredible? And the best part is that it was something that I could share with others. All those things that I was making at home, I could share with others how to do the same thing. I knew I had found that something better I was looking for with Young Living essential oils. And I'm so excited to share with you guys tonight just a little bit of what we've done in the past 15 years with essential oils so that you guys can do a little bit of the same. And I know that you'll have that same excitement and that same passion. Are you ready to get started? Yes. Awesome. You know, traveling halfway across the world to get here, this is now our 6th city. I am keeping up and I am feeling fantastic. Can I just say that? I love what the oils can do for us. But you know, I got to thinking, Australia versus Minnesota, are we really that different? I mean, we're a world apart, but are we really that different? What do you guys think? You know, I think that literally pretty much, if you really think about it, we're kind of the same thing. I mean, you guys have these adorable things that sleep in your trees. Right? They just crawl on up there. It's like a little teddy bear. You could cuddle with that. I mean, that is so cute. You have little things that just crawl up in your trees that make you go, aww. And then you come along and you've got a group of little things that just hangs out in the trees. I'm like, oh yeah, I see your family of koalas and I will raise you. Have you guys ever seen the movie Twister? I got goat, Julie. We got cows. And then you have these kangaroos. Everyone comes to Australia to see a roo, catch a roo, and we think we can just put it in a grocery bag and bring it back home. Thank goodness for all the things we learn on YouTube. But you have oceans here, right? Just beaches and ocean everywhere. Well, Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes. Did you know that? Minnesota is called the land of 10,000 lakes. Isn't that great? Whatever that is, you can keep it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know that it exists in the country that I'm currently in. So whoever sent me that one, no, you did. You can keep it. I don't want to compete with that. But this, all right. Here's the deal. You dress up your toddlers as Batman and you let them hang from the over-eaves of the house? Why? Because all you need to do is dress them up as Batman and let them play in the house. When I came to Australia last year and someone sent me that picture and said, that's from Australia, I'm like, nowhere in the world are there bats that size. And all of my Aussie friends started sending me messages saying, that's not true, that doesn't exist, we don't have bats like that, you're going to be perfectly fine. So there I was at Jupiter's Hotel and Casino at 4:30 in the morning because I couldn't sleep, and I'm out on the beautiful balcony, and a black chicken decides to fly into my bubble, my 3-foot comfort bubble that no one's allowed into, and this black chicken-sized thing out of nowhere. And I ran back in the room. I'm like, oh my God. Wayne's like, what was that? I'm like, I think it was a chicken. But I can't be sure because I'm a little tired. And I know they don't have bats, so that was maybe a crow? I'm not sure. You know, every morning, because of that whole jet lag thing, Wayne and I hadn't figured out, we were the first in line for breakfast at the buffet, so we were the first done. And sometimes we got down there a little bit early, so we take a walk on that beautiful skywalk bridge. Okay, yeah. So we go walking, and all of a sudden we hear this horrid sound. It was a bunch of screams coming from a tree, and I go, oh my God, what is that? And the further we walked, the louder it got, and I said, good Lord, somebody dying in a tree? And Wayne goes, oh my God, don't look. I'm like, what is hanging from those trees? And he's like, I think they're bats. I'm like, I think they're toddlers. They did exist. And that's what flew into my bubble at 4:30 in the morning. It wasn't a chicken. It was a bat. Those should not be around. Here's what we do have in common. Here's what we do have as our common core that we love. Our Thieves Household Cleaner. And we love our Thieves Household Cleaner and all the many things that we can do with the Thieves product line. Like care for our pets. I love that we have a non-toxic product that we can use around our kids, around our pets. Isn't that absolutely incredible? And we don't need to worry about it. You can use it around your pets. This Australian member is a genius. Genius! Because my dog just goes on the floor. I'll be introducing Lola to the toilet next week when I'm home. And we use it on our pools. We use it outside. That's what I love. It's so versatile. Not just in the house. We can use it outside of the house. I use it for my pool too. At some point this summer, when it heats up in Minnesota, that is going to defrost from the ice block it is. And I'll be able to clean it with these before it freezes shut a week later. We use it in the kitchen. How many of you guys use it to wash your dishes? Yeah, just a capful or two in the sink works absolutely fantastic. Or in the rinse aid, in the dishwasher. You can use it to clean your countertops, your windows. How many of you guys have used it to clean your oven? And you're like, oh my God, this is like a new oven. It's fantastic. We thought we needed a new oven because it was so awful. So imagine my excitement when I got to tell Wayne, I just saved us so much money. We don't need a new oven. I'm going shoe shopping now. It's transfer buying. You clean the oven. It looks new. You don't need a new oven, so you go buy shoes. Right? That's how it works. That's how it works. I love all the different things we can use for our Thieves household cleaner. In the kitchen, in the barn. Look how happy my cow is. Look at her smile. That black and white one up there. She is so happy. In fact, to get them to come up, I had to spray it around because they just come running up. They love the smell of it. They love the smell of it. I clean the water troughs out with it. I clean the gates with it. I even spray it on them. And I clean the farm equipment. How many of you guys use it to clean your car? Yeah, today, you spray some on the front, get all the bugs off, let it soak for just about 5 minutes, then fill up a bucket with some warm water, throw in a half cup of Thieves household cleaner, and wash the outside of your car. Use it to spray inside of the car and clean the surfaces. Spray it on the carpet in the car. Get this amazing, clean, fresh aroma going on inside your vehicle. Thieves. It's amazing what we can do with Thieves. It's amazing how we can share what we can do with Thieves. And it's that common thing that really connects us. So Australia to Minnesota, it's a world apart, but we've got a lot in common. How many of you guys, when you look at cleaning products or you're out in the store, it's easy to judge a book by its cover. You might see some products that have, a lemon on them, and it says that it's green. And you think just because it looks eco-friendly, it must be eco-friendly. It's like that cover lies to us just a little bit. So we think that it's safer, we think that it's greener because of this fantastic marketing and branding. But at what cost? Conventional cleaners have been known to adversely affect cellular health, mental clarity, and focus. When I first started my journey of going chemical-free and I started learning about essential oils and I started learning about Young Living, I remembered in 2005 a statistic that was absolutely alarming to me. In the U.S., 1 in 150 children were diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, or autism. 1 in 150 in the U.S. That has recently been updated. It is now 1 in 50. 1 in 50 children diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, or autism. Adversely affects the hormonal structure because the chemicals mimic estrogen in the body. How many women struggling with infertility? How many young boys are budding breasts? How many girls, it gets younger and younger and younger when they start their menstrual cycles? Do you know that there is a crustacean off the shore in California where the male now produces female eggs? And upon research, they discovered that it is full of a chemical called oxybenzone, or also known as benzophenone. It is the number 1 ingredient in children's sunscreen. Look at what it is doing to plants and animals. What do we think it's doing to our kids? What do we think it's doing to us? You put it on as a sunscreen and you go in the water and it comes off. And now I've just learned in Sydney that they're doing the same research about pieces of the coral reef, your Great Barrier Reef. And it's that same chemical. Allergies. How many people have allergies? How many of you guys remember before you started going on your chemical-free journey, before you started swapping out your products with Young Living products, probably didn't faze you to go down the cleaning aisle of any store, right? I remember going down the cleaning aisles of the store. I remember thinking this lavender bleach smells fantastic, and it didn't bother me. I remember loving candles all over my house, and the more the better, because if 5 or 6 were burning, I could maybe start to smell the aroma of it. Those phenols deaden the nerve cells in the nose, and you can't smell what's there in front of you. Once I detoxed my home, I can't come within 5 aisles of the cleaning section, right? How many of you guys are the same? And if someone even thinks about buying a candle for their home, I can smell it, right? I put people in my team on a challenge to detox their home where they have to take candles and the scented warmers and the plug-ins, and they have to put them in a double brown paper bag, double bag it, close it up, and put it in the darkest, deepest corner of your basement, and don't even look at it or think about it or open it for 30 days. It's amazing how many people don't get headaches anymore. Help people detox their home. Do fun little challenges where it's a scavenger hunt and they can go find these things and they can bag them up or throw them away too. Respiratory health. I think of all those cleaning agents and all those new babies that are coming home from the hospital. I think one of the most gorgeous baby gifts that you could give somebody would be the gift of a chemical-free home. Don't you think? How much do you spend on average on a baby gift for someone? $30 to $50? How much does it cost to make your own cleaner? Couple bucks? Bath soak? Couple bucks? Could you imagine a beautiful basket filled with baby bottles that are filled with bath soak? Spray bottles that say nursery spray? Where you're making a surface cleaner for the nursery and maybe you scent it with Gentle Baby and lemon. Could you imagine that as a gift? Incredible, isn't it? And maybe you make a little lovey out of some cute, gorgeous fabric that you've put lavender oil on and you've scented it yourself. That $30 to $50 could go a long way and give a pretty incredible gift of health. Energy levels. Whenever we help someone detox their home, before we start it, we ask them to rate their energy on a scale of 1 to 10. How much energy do you have in the morning on a scale of 1 to 10? How much energy do you have during the day on a scale of 1 to 10? It's amazing to see those numbers change at the end of 30 days, and it's eye-opening for the individual as well. And the list goes on. But we think if we just use a little bit here and a little bit there, it's not a big deal, right? Because it's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. It's just one perfume. It's just one lotion. It's just one piece of makeup. It's just one cleaner. It's just a little bit. Do you know that OSHA regulates the VOC formaldehyde permissible at levels of 0.75 parts per million? So let's start looking at the little bit. 0.75 parts per million. The average home measures 50 parts per billion, and that's 7 to 10 times more toxic than outside air quality. Furniture polish measures 275 parts per billion. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. Furniture polish. And it's easy to make your own. So, ladies, I'm going to have you take a spray bottle. And we have some sweet almond oil. Do you guys remember? And here we're going to do, just take about half of that bottle and fill those up. So we're going to use the entire bottle, but you got to share it. Do you guys remember in school sitting in a class where you're thinking, oh my God, when am I ever going to have to know this information? Right? So you just kind of like daze out. For me, that class was math, specifically when we started doing conversions to metric and standard. So Kristen calls me up and she says, thank you, dear, I got your slides. Can you convert them from ounces to milliliters? I'm like, oh, Megan, do you remember when we thought we didn't have to know that? I have to know it now. Thank God for Google. You can learn anything off of Google. Google does everything. We went out on the Sydney Harbor the other day and we were looking at boats and we found this gorgeous boat and it said, "Hey Jude" on the side of it. I'm thinking, oh, it's like Paul McCartney's boat. It's gorgeous. It's huge. It's like this super yacht. So Megan gets on Google. And the Google told us exactly who the yacht was owned by, its nautical coordinates, its position, the speed it was going to get there, where it was anchored. He named the boat after his wife, told us about his wife. Like, it's amazing what you can find off Google. Google also converts, so I don't have to know the standard to metric. So take that in school. I didn't have to know that. So we're going to take 236.65 milliliters of sweet almond oil. I also learned you guys round up. Yeah. Then you just take 4 capsules of Thieves Household Cleaner, and you're going to add that to the mix. I like using sweet almond oil versus olive oil. I know a lot of people will just use a little bit of olive oil and clean their wood products. It can have a little bit of an odor after a while, especially if that furniture is in the sun, and that it just kind of keeps a residue on top. It doesn't absorb into the wood very nicely. The sweet almond oil has a really nice aroma, and it absorbs into the wood really nice, and it helps condition. And then we're just going to take 12 drops of orange essential oil. I love using orange essential oil for my wood products because it just helps make the wood shine and it helps cleanse. And then before you use it, you're just going to give it a good shake and it gets to be a nice creamy consistency. And when you clean the wood products, you just spray some on a soft cleaning cloth and clean off the furniture. If you haven't cleaned your wood cabinets in a while, you might want to start with just cleaning them with some Thieves Household Cleaner. Really clean them first. Then move into the conditioning. Do we have enough of each of them? Perfect. So once you put the cover on, yep, you're set. Just give it a good shake, and that one will be ready to go. What's the aroma of it like after you shake it up? And it's perfect. Ironically, you could eat it. Surface wipes measured in at 1,798 parts per billion. How many of you guys have a product like this? When I did daycare, it was required by state law that I had this in my house, and it had to be Clorox brand. And I was required to clean off the high chairs before and after eating, and I was required to clean off the counter before and after eating so that was clean before the kids put their food down on it. So it's a really good thing I don't listen very well. And my daycare licensor was like, "I am so proud of you because you always have new canisters of wipes on hand." Yeah, that's it, yeah. Every year when I get the school supply list for the kids, it always says 2 canisters of Lysol wipes. I bring that instead. 2 rolls of paper towels and a bottle of diluted Thieves Household Cleaner. Ta-da! There you have it. That's what I bring. I've never had a teacher complain about it. I've never gotten a phone call from school. How many of you guys are required to bring a cleaning product to school as part of the school list? Australia, you do? Yeah, you should bring that. How many teachers do we have here? Wouldn't it be amazing if you use that instead? My son was so excited the other day when he came home. He said, "Mom, I had a clean desk today and I got to use the Thieves Cleaner because all the kids really like the smell of it." I said, "That's fantastic, Tyler." He goes, "Yeah." Oh, except for one kid, but he's kind of weird. Surface spray measured in at 12,000 parts per million. OSHA regulates the safe permissible level at 0.75 parts per million, and here we have one product that measures in at 12,000 parts per million. And it is an easy product to swap out so we can make products like this go away. How many of you guys have the new Thieves dish soap? This product I love. But you know what? To get to be on my love list of a product, it has to do multiple things for me. That's how I love a product. Do you guys want to know all the ways I use this outside of washing dishes? By the way, you guys have a really awesome general manager. Do you know that? Yeah. Yes, we do. Look at what she is doing for you guys. The education she's bringing in, the support she's bringing in, the new products she's bringing in for you. She had a special shipment arranged at each location for you guys. So I'm excited to share with you what this can do because you're going to want to get your hands on it too. Here are all the things I do outside of washing dishes from it. I use it. Well, here's what happened. When I did wash my dishes, I noticed my ring sparkled a lot more than it used to. I noticed my glasses got a lot cleaner than they used to. And I thought, if it does that for my ring and it does that for my glasses, I wonder what it would do for windows and mirrors. So I got out my previous glass cleaning spray and I added just a few drops of the dish soap. And it blew my mind how many birds were flying into my windows. And now every time you use it, you're going to think, oh my God, how many birds am I going to kill today? So it's probably not PETA approved. So we're going to take 147 milliliters of white vinegar. And 266.16 milliliters of water. Fantastic. Okay, so it's more water to vinegar. So in my world, it's about 6 ounces of water to 4 ounces of vinegar. All right, so go ahead and add your water. Yeah. Yeah, 150 mils works for me. You know, just estimate, yeah. So you'd seriously round up to that degree, huh? Well, I am learning something new. And then you can do is that Thieves Cleaners Empty? And that one is good, so you can share that one. So I'll let you figure out your conversions. And then when you add your drops of Thieves dish soap, it literally is just drops. Don't squeeze it, just a drop. You give it a little tiny squeeze. That was 2 drops. You see what I mean? The drops will come out right there. Okay, so that was 4 drops you got in there. So you can add a few more drops of that and then add some lemon. And just give it a good little shake beforehand. Here's the other thing that I use it for. Okay, when you get yours, there's going to be a warning label on the back of it. Can we all just agree right now that if you are not living on the edge, you're just taking up space? So we're going to take some risks, kids, okay? I use it in my dishwasher. Yeah. Are you guys going to live on the edge with me? Yeah. Are you going to ignore the warning label with me? You're going to love it. Okay, I promise you it will not be a Lucille Ball episode. Your kitchen will not be filled with bubbles. You will not be calling me screaming. Just 4, 5, or 6 drops. That's all it takes in the dish detergent compartment. That's all it takes. That's it. That's all I use. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know what else I use it for? My boys lose their ability to walk on 2 feet anytime they are near grass or mud. Do you guys have kids like that? It's like, what happened? Or it's no fail if I make spaghetti or anything with a tomato product, even if they were wearing a black shirt, they'll go upstairs and change into a white one. I use it as a stain pre-treat. I just take a little bit, I drizzle it over the area, I get out a toothbrush. So get out a toothbrush, it can or cannot be your spouse's, and just work into that pre-treatment area. It's absolutely incredible what it does to lift the stains. How are we doing, girls?
Yep, good.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, you won't confuse the two with what they are. I was thinking about bringing you cute labels along, but then I got halfway here and I forgot them. And then you can't really turn around and go back. In 1976, the Toxic Control Substance Act grandfathered in between 65,000 and 100,000 chemicals into the market. That means we don't know their effect on the environment. We don't know their effect on us. This is why we have to ask questions, and this is why we have to read labels, and this is why we have to do our research. But the worst part, it's not labeled toxic unless when tested on animals, 50% or more of the animals tested die. How can you rally for a change? You can know your labels. You can read your labels. You got to know the company. You got to be able to pronounce the ingredients. That helps. That helps. Let's get ingredient savvy here. Let's look at the ingredient alcohol. Now, I'm not talking about alcohol that you drink. I am talking about the synthetic alcohol compounds that are used in conventional cleaners. Linked to throat and oral cancer found in mouthwash? Well, that doesn't make much sense. Aluminum, a common skin irritant. So let's go ahead and put it in our deodorant. Because you put it on your skin. Why would you do that? How many of you guys love that you have multiple purpose uses for your Thieves toothpaste? Come on, where's my pit crew? Who's using Thieves as a deodorant? How many of you just said, what? At convention, how many of you guys were at convention? How many of you guys were at the foundation night and ran the 5K in 100-degree heat? One of my girls had just started using Thieves as her deodorant, and afterwards, all sweaty, she's running up to people, sticking their armpit in their face, going, smell me! You smell fantastic! I'm like, yes, you smell fantastic. She's like, I could go find Gary. I'm like, no. We're just going to keep it to ourselves right now. You're good. I know you're excited. Go tell everyone else. DEA and TEA, a potential carcinogen used as a foaming booster and a dyeing aid found in shampoos, conditioners, bubble baths. How many of you guys remember a product when you were little called Mr. Bubble? That was like a little girl's dream. Just to take this luxurious bubble bath, and Mr. Bubble, like there was bubbles everywhere. When I was young, I suffered from chronic urinary tract infections, and I remember how painful and how awful they were. And so my mom, trying to do her best, would let me take baths. So we had these nice long bubble baths, and Mr. Bubble was always there. He was always a part of it. A couple years ago, I found Mr. Bubble on the shelf again. God, it brought back some memories. That gorgeous pink bottle. I grabbed it and I looked at it and I thought, all right, Mr. Bubble, I'm ready to know your secret. What are your ingredients? I turn it over and there's a big warning label on it. It says caution. May cause urinary tract infections. Now, I don't know about you, but don't you use bubble baths to fill up a tub with water that you sit in? Usually past your bum? Doesn't really make much sense to me. Mr. Bubble has to do better. I love all the things that I can do with all my products. It's absolutely incredible. That's perfect. It was a long journey to get here. It was kind of exhausting. I'm so grateful for you girls coming and helping. When I do make intakes, I like to have a wine glass out so I can make cocktails for everyone. It's the funnest part. I call this one my ring cocktail. Mm-hmm. So, you're not going to drink this. But we are going to clean our jewelry. So you can go ahead. And this is that recipe. It is in the Chemical Free Home 2 book, but take a picture of the graphic because what I added to it was the Thieves dish soap. So just a couple drops of that. I'll let you put in a couple drops of lemon essential oil. Do you mind if I soak my ring in here too? Does anyone in the front row want to soak their ring? Just 2 drops. Afterwards, we'll leave these up here with the toothbrush so you'll be able to come up. Everyone hand me the rings. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to remember whose is who. One more. Okay. One more. There you go. We're in the trust tree. Do you know that when you bring your ring to the jeweler to have it cleaned, not only are they using harsh chemicals, but do you know how much gold is collected in the bottom of that water because it brushes off of your jewelry? Do you know they actually siphon that and bring that gold in and sell it? The chemicals they use on it are so harsh. The brushes they use on it are so harsh. Ladies, make your own. At one of the stops along the way, one of the girls who kicked her ring out of there said, I just had it professionally cleaned, and this is cleaner than it was when it came back from the cleaner. She loved it. So you can soak it for 30 minutes, soak it overnight, but I like to put it in a glass container, a glass ball jar, put it in whatever you want, keep it. I usually keep mine for a couple months until it's so dirty I have to make a new batch. But it's such a fun thing when you have a make and take and you have this out on the table. How long were you girls sitting here wondering, why do we have vodka? Yes, you've made it before and you love it, huh? Someone follows me on Facebook. I get some pretty good recipes on the Chemical Free homepage. And all the recipes use your Young Living essential oils and your Young Living products. I did this so it was a way for you guys to share with other people how they can use their products outside of just daily a drop here and a drop there. But let's show people how to swap out some of those chemicals in their homes. And now if you have precious stones or softer stones, just test them first. Just test them first. Propylene glycol, an antifreeze solvent. Dermatitis, kidney, and liver abnormalities. Industrial labels actually say to avoid skin contact. And it's found in deodorants, cosmetics, shaving gel, conditioners. I have found this in ice cream. Yes, I have found this as an ingredient listed in ice cream. Sodium lauryl sulfate, a commercial engine degreaser. When Tyler was very young, he was diagnosed with very severe eczema. And we did a diet elimination, and we found out the dietary triggers, but it still didn't clear it up 100%. And we were using the right oils, we were using the right supplements, we were using all the right products, but it still wasn't clearing it up 100%. And someone said to me one day, have you swapped out your laundry detergent yet? I thought, well, I didn't even think of that. So I found one of those bottles at the store that had the trees and the river running through it, and it said eco-friendly, and I thought, well, this will be good. It didn't change anything. And someone said, well, have you thought about making your own laundry detergent? I'm like, oh my God, I don't have time to make my own laundry detergent. How many of you guys think that too? I don't have time to make my own laundry detergent. I mean, that just sounds time consuming. I can make one batch of laundry detergent that does 640 loads that I also use to scrub my kitchen floors with, and it takes me 9 minutes. How many of you guys have 9 minutes to spare so that you can make your own laundry detergent and get 640 loads done? 0.06 cents per load. That's what it costs. Isn't that crazy? When we switched, that was the last piece of the puzzle. My mom once washed a pair of Tyler's jeans. It took 7 washes for him to be able to wear those pants again. She washed it one time in Tide detergent, and it took 7 washes for Tyler to be able to wear them again. Isn't that crazy? Sodium lauryl sulfate is such a skin irritant. How many of you guys have watched men watch a football game and they scream at that TV like the people on the other side can actually hear them? Have you guys witnessed this? Has anyone here done that? I'm watching the news one morning, and the newscaster comes on, and she's talking about how they have banned this toothpaste in Japan because they found that the toothpaste was being made with sodium lauryl sulfate. And I was screaming at the TV like one of the guys watching football because it's used in toothpaste in the U.S. It's in Crest. It's in Colgate. It's the foaming agent. I'm like, check your toothpaste, lady. It's in there. You probably brushed your teeth with it this morning. Why do we need a foam booster in toothpaste? I don't need to look like a mad dog when I'm brushing my teeth. Fragrance is the new second-hand smoke. The word fragrance houses over 3,000 individual chemicals. That means there are over 3,000 different chemicals out there that no matter what they're called, they can just call them fragrance. Avoid this ingredient. Avoid it. I always like checking the shampoos and stuff at the hotels we stay at. And I grabbed one and it said a rice orange bran soap. I'm like, well, this is nice. I think the hotels are starting to kind of do better. And I turn it over and I'm reading the ingredients. I'm like, yes, that's perfect. This is really great. It's scented with essential oils. I'm like, this is fantastic. I get to the last ingredient, fragrance. So close. So close. Fragrance is most commonly used in all of our beauty products. You know, so many people ask me what I use in my hair. How many of you guys follow me on the Chemical Free homepage? Did you see that before and after picture, like what my hair looks like if I don't do anything to it? It's really flat. It's really thin. There's no body to it. There's no volume to it. So I use Sweet and Sassy hair spritz. And that's where I get that shine. That's where I get that body and volume. I use 3 products in my hair. The Young Living shampoo and conditioner, Sweet and Sassy spray, or if I'm going to curl my hair, I use My Dirty Little Secret, which that's the recipe for that is in the Chemical Free Home 2 book, but it's also on my Facebook page, so you can find it there. And then I use a hairspray that is alcohol-free, fragrance-free. I don't know what's available in your market, so you're just going to have to read your labels and do your research. But here's what I like about making my own hair products like this. I get to control what goes into it. I get to control the aroma and the fragrance of it, and I get to customize it based on what I like. There is another geranium up there. Thank you. How many of you guys love the smell of geranium? I like this one because it also helps to dissolve anger and upset. So if my kids are really bothered by something, Paige is in 5th grade now, and so, kind of some of those girl dramas start. So I like to diffuse geranium for her in her room at night. I also like geranium because it's great for the hair. Lavender. There are so many uses for lavender. Yeah. Last year, on the way to Australia, I made myself a little tent with my blanket so I could sleep good. And so I would just reach into that compartment. You know, Qantas has that nice compartment on the side for you. You can store all your stuff. I felt like a kid that hoards all the goodies, and I'm shoving them all into that compartment on the side. This is so cool. So I'm sleeping, and I woke up, and I couldn't fall back asleep. So I reached in the compartment. It was pretty dark on the plane, and I didn't want to turn the light on. So I'm in the dark, and I love that our labels are colored. So you can always get a good idea of what you're grabbing. So I reach in, I grab the label with the purple, and I shake it all over the inside of my blanket like I'm going crazy in there. Cover it back over my head, and and all of a sudden Wayne hits me. He goes, "What did you do?" And I peeked up from under my blanket, and I'm like, "Oops." And I can hear people about 5 rows back going, and I turn around, I'm like, it's up there. I grabbed Di-Jive. But everyone thanked me a little while later, I'm sure, because we went over, Fuji, and there was some mad turbulence, and no one was getting nauseous, so that was good. Then I shook some geranium around to help everyone dissolve their excess anger issues. And then you know how you get off the plane and they're all, "Thank you for flying Qantas." They ignored me when I walked off the plane. I like using lavender for so many things, and I love using it for my hair products. I like using lemon in the hair products. I love to flavor it with my water. It's amazing how multi-purpose this all is. But here, smell that. Isn't that nice? Now, if I use it for my kids, how many of you guys have little ones, little girls with long hair, and you send them to school and their head is lice-free, right? You send them to school with lice-free hair, and you want to maintain lice-free hair for the remainder of school. Okay? You want to maintain a healthy state. So I add rosemary to the one I make up for Paige. Now, I know tea tree oil can help do the same thing, but start thinking about how the aroma of things are and how little girls can be, and rosemary just smells so much nicer. Paige's friends actually were so jelly. That means jealous, I just learned. I'm catching on to the 5th grade lingo. They were so jealous, they were thinking that her mom was letting her use the expensive hair care products from the salon. Paige is like, "I didn't know how to tell them it's just water, vodka, and oils." I'm like, I don't think you need to. That can just be our secret. And then her friends come over, and then we help make this stuff too. Her friends come over, and Austin Paige is getting out the water and the vodka. I'm like, oh, here we go. We're showing them how to make things now. Talc and parabens. These were two of the most eye-opening chemicals when I was on my way to go chemical-free. Talc, a 90% increased risk in ovarian cancer when used in the genital area. You guys, that's most commonly found in baby powders and feminine hygiene sprays. Such an easy thing to swap out. Cornstarch with a little bit of lavender in it. Cornstarch with a little bit of lavender in it. Feminine hygiene spray. You guys have Lavaderm as the free product this month? Swap out. Easy swap out. Parabens. This was such a controversial study that was done because up until this happened, researchers actually believed that parabens were secreted through the urine. The body didn't hold on to them. But when British scientists biopsied 20 breast cancer tumors in 1996, they found that all 20 had paraben chemicals present. Do you know how shocked I was after reading this and knowing all of the products it's found in that we apply on our skin topically? Daycare. I was required by law to have a bottle of infant Tylenol liquid drops. My daycare licensor was always really impressed with me that I always had a new one ready to go. She's like, you're so prepared. I'm like, yep, that's me, a prepper. One of the ingredients is methylparaben. I couldn't believe that something we shouldn't put on topically is found in something we're supposed to give to infants internally. A trail mix that my kids really loved. I picked up the label one day and I read it. You know, just nuts, dried fruit, and then chocolate-covered chocolate, because what else would you do with chocolate than cover it in chocolate? But that wax coating contained methylparaben, something we're eating. It's amazing what happens when you read your labels. I love making roll-ons. How many of you guys make roller recipes? And showing people how to make these. This is one of the funnest make and take items to do. I love it for my kids because they get excited. They get to bring them to school. I love being able to just tuck these into my purse and my bags. They're just easy, and you're diluting them, and you put cute labels on them so you know what to use them for. I let my daughter's friends come over, and I take out my oils, and then they get to smell which ones they really like. What better way to get kids introduced into things than letting them just smell the different aromas, right? So Paige will be at the oil cabinet, she'll be handing them down, and everyone's smelling them, and I hear the little girls go, no, not that one. And then you'll hear them go, ooh, I really like that one. Oh, and then there was that one day one of the girls goes, oh, that is the most amazing smell. And I'm like, oh, which one was that? Let me see. And she holds the bottle up. I'm like, no, you don't like that one. No, it was rose. No, that's mommy's special oil. Don't even look at it. I walked into my house one day. Yes, I did. I walk into my house one day, and Megan was in the house, and she was with the kids. And do you guys all know Megan? Megan's back there. She's amazing. Megan's in the house with the kids, and I walked in from running an errand, and the house smelled fantastic. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like walking into heaven. It smells so good. Is this my house? My house smells this good? And then I walk into the house a little more, and the aroma's getting stronger and stronger. I'm like, oh, dang, this is fantastic. And she goes, yep, Paige filled the diffusers. I'm like, oh, that was really nice of Paige. She goes, yep, Paige filled the diffusers. I'm like, okay. And I get closer to my office. I'm like, oh, it must have been the office diffuser. She goes, yep, Paige filled your office diffuser. I'm like, why does she keep telling me that? I walk into my office, and then I realize why she kept telling me that. Paige filled my diffuser with rose and jasmine. A lot of rose and jasmine. If you guys want your house to smell like a little piece of heaven, just diffuse rose and jasmine. We'll call it Paige's blend. Paige and Megan. It was a really nice aroma, and everyone was so happy in the house the rest of that day. I love making roller bottles because it also shows people how it only takes one drop of this, one drop of that, right? And then you have a fragrance-free perfume stick. Oh, it smells so wonderful. Everyone likes the sweet and sassy hair spritz, so I just took the same oils and put them into a roll-on for you. There's no way I could fly halfway across the world and then go all the way around your gorgeous country if it wasn't for the jet lag protocol. So how many of you guys are going to convention? That's not enough. How many of you guys are going to convention? You're going to want to use this. So what do you do if you're trying to go chemical free and the ingredients just aren't listed? Have you guys had this happen? The ingredients just aren't listed. I got an invite to go to a spa night with my friends. Oh my gosh, I'm like, yes, this is fantastic. I could really use a spa night. And so she said, well, don't wear any makeup. Just come as you are because we're going to do facials and we're going to soak our feet. I'm like, that sounds perfect. So I show up and there's this beautiful table set up with all kinds of product and 2 representatives from that company. And I thought this was not spa night. You guys, when you have classes, when you have a make and take, let people know we're going to talk about oils, look at oils, think about oils, put oils on. We're going to do everything we can with oils. They know they're coming to an oily get-together. You can have desserts you've made and flavored with them. You can flavor water with them. But let people know what they're coming into. I was so hurt when I get to this party and realized this is what it was. So I had just started my chemical-free journey. So I had 2 choices I had to make. I could either suck it up and just do it because it's just one time and it's just a little bit, or I could realize this is my journey, this was my health, and I'm trying to set an example, and I've worked so hard to detox so much out of my home, and this is what I believe in, and I can stay true to that. Or a third choice, I could call my best friend and say, can you please call me back in 5 minutes and say there's a massive emergency? I decided I was going to go for option number 2. So we sit down, and it's time to soak our feet, and she's going to grab the bottle and put it in the water, and I grabbed it from her hands and said, can I read that a second? She goes, yeah, sure. And I look at it, and I'm like, well, the ingredients aren't on it. Do you think the ingredients are on the box that came in? She goes, yeah, let me grab it and I can check. And she goes and gets the box, and she comes back, and I look at it, and I'm like, well, it's not in the box. Do you think it's in your product catalog on the counter? And so she gets it, she comes back, and I look it up, I go, it's not in the product catalog. Do you think it's on the website? She logs on quick, it wasn't on the website. I'm like, well, it's okay, we don't need to use it. I can just soak my feet in water, that's fine. So after we do that, it's time for her to massage, the feet. And so she grabs the bottle, and she's going to put some on her hands, and I said, can I see that quick? And I look at it, I said, it's not on the bottle. Do you think it's in the box? She goes, oh, I'll grab it and check. She looks at the box, and she goes, it's not on the box. And I said, do you think it's in the product catalog? She goes, I looked and there's no ingredients listed in the product catalog. I said, can we check the website? She goes, yeah, sure. She logs on. She goes, it's not on the website. I'm like, that's odd. Well, we don't have to massage my feet. So then it's on to our hands, the things we're going to soak our hands in. And she comes over with the product and she says, it's not in the bottle, it's not in the box, it's not in the product catalog, it's not on the website. I called my sponsor and she said this. If you know what chemical it is you're trying to avoid or what ingredient you're trying to avoid, we can tell you if it's in it. I'm not going to play Go Fish all day. That just doesn't work for me. Or I'll have people call me up and say, hey, can you look at this product that I'm using and tell me, is this good? And I'll say, sure, send me a list of the ingredients. And they're like, well, it's not on the bottle, but here's the website. If I have to search more than 5 minutes to find the ingredients, that company doesn't get my business. It shouldn't be that hard to find the ingredients in something. But trade secret laws protect companies from having to share that information. So we have to self-educate. We have to know the company. We have to set our standards. We have to get ingredient savvy. The facts are real about the products that are out there. But we tell ourselves we don't do it because it costs a lot of money. You guys, did you see how we're just using a drop of this, a drop of that? Water is the base in a lot of the things. It is one of the most cost-effective things for you to make your own products. I recently hired a cleaning company because I'm busy, and it's one of those things I chose to reward myself with. But I had to search for a company for over a year because I couldn't find a company that would not use chemicals to clean. I was so excited when I finally found this company, and they have zero tolerance for using chemicals. And she showed me the wood cleaner that they were using. I'm like, Shailene, you can make your own for pennies compared to this. You're paying $15 for a wood cleaner. You can make your own for less than a couple bucks. You know how when you vacuum, like if you vacuum yourself out of a room because the carpet just looks incredible. How many other people do that? I have become the world's longest jumper because I want to keep the room looking as great as I possibly can, right? Like I don't want to walk on the carpet. It looks really good. My cleaning company sprays themselves out of a room. Every home has a signature scent, and they have these really great choices to choose from. So as we're sitting down and she's doing the interview and I'm going through the different ones she has, there's patchouli, there's sandalwood, there's frankincense, there's one with rose, there's one with lavender, there's one with citrus oils. And I said, how much do you pay for these? And she goes, there's $12 a bottle. I'm like, Shailene, you could make these. You could make these with water, vodka, and a few drops of essential oils. She now brings the oils to clients. They get to smell which ones they like, and each home gets a signature aroma. How many of you guys own a cleaning company or know people who own cleaning companies? How many of you guys have potential clients that own cleaning companies? Talk to them about how easy they could make their company a chemical-free cleaning service, and they could offer things like this. We say it takes a lot of time. A laundry detergent, that's 640 loads I can make in less than 10 minutes. Ladies, did it take a lot of time to make this stuff tonight? And in the process, you learned a lot of information, right? What about skill? We say that it's really hard. It's not. My daughter walks around from bathroom to bathroom, sink to sink, with a gallon of Castile soap and her pockets loaded with different essential oils. And she goes and she fills up the foaming hand pumps in the bathrooms in the kitchen. Oh, and then I'll get to one and I'm like, oh my God, this smells so good. What did you put in it? She's like, I don't know. I just grabbed a bunch of oils I had. I'm like, oh, dang it. We will never have this smell again. Next time, bring a notebook. Write it down. How many of you guys have done that? You've made something and it just smells absolutely incredible and you have no idea what you put in it? It doesn't take a lot of skill to do it. We've totally just debunked those 3 myths. That it takes a lot of skill, it costs a lot of money, and it takes a lot of time. How many of you guys are now really excited to get out there and share with other people how they can do the same thing and have a make and take and they can swap out things in their homes? Yeah. I think that after watching this, you too will agree that you can have one ripper of an Arvo. So grab the tin lid, chuck the crap into the garbo because hardy yakka it is not. Did I say that right? Good, because I have no idea what I just said. No clue what I just said or who I might have offended. So I know you're going to leave here excited to do a make and take, but then you're going to get overwhelmed because you don't know what to make, right? Because there's so many options. And how do you do a make and take? And what would you charge for a make and take? And how do you organize a make and take? Right? Well, I'm not going to come halfway across the world and tell you how to do it and not actually give you the details you need of how to host one. So are you guys ready to know how you can host your first make and take? Okay, perfect. I've done all the hard work for you. How's that? What I have people in my team do as their first make and take is I have you choose really simple products that most people are excited to swap out, all right? Sweet and Sassy hair spritz. Pretty much everybody I know has hair, so this is an easy one. There's bath and body products and beauty products you're going to want to swap out because hair is a part of everyday life. And it's hard to find a woman that doesn't have a bad hair day or at one point hates her hair. And the hair products are that thing that is one of those difficult things for girls to let go of and swap out. So show them the simple things that they can make. So Sweet and Sassy Hair is a really great one to make at your first make and take. A window cleaner, because pretty much everyone I know has windows either in their house or in their car or at some point during the day come in contact with having to live with a window or mirror. And they like to clean those windows and mirrors. So this is one that fits everybody's life. Plus I get to show them the many uses for Thieves Household Cleaner and the new Thieves Dish Soap. When you can do this, the Thieves Dish Soap it's blues music. Yeah, get it, girl. The Bling Cleaner. I love making the bling because it's just so much fun. I like making the bath soak. And if they don't take baths, you can use it as a foot soak. And I like making a roll-on. They're so much fun. People love making roll-ons. So it's a really popular item. When you do your make and take, charge for your make and take. But don't charge too much that it looks like it's expensive to make your own products. Just charge what you have into it, okay? You want to show people that it's really cost effective to make your own things. So what I like to do is I like to get the Young Living products that I need for my make and take, and I like to do it on one quick order, all on its own. I don't want to take the oils I already have at home. I don't want to take the products I already have at home. I want to, for the sake of sanity come tax time, and for figuring out the true cost that's going into this event, I want to get the products that I need for this make and take on one separate order all on its own. And then guess who gets the free promo, right? This is all about shopping smarter, not harder. Off of this one order, you would be able to do many make and takes because you're not using all of the products in the one make and take. You'll be able to do many make and takes, all right? So your order to make those items that I listed to you would look like this. A bottle of orange, a bottle of lemon, a bottle of geranium, a bottle of cedarwood, a bottle of lavender, a bottle of the Thieves Household Cleaner in the 426 milliliter size, a bottle of Stress Away. If you make the I Feel Happy stick, and the reason I like making that one is because most people need to feel happy. And the oils that you'll use in it are often commonly selected to use in the bath soak. So I let people scent their own bath soak based on the oils that we had out for the make and take. So a bottle of Stress Away. Do you guys know when you fly, Stress Away is a really great oil to have? Why do you think that is? Stress of flying? Stress of people? Stress of screaming kids? Sitting 2 rows behind you? I put it around my ears so I don't have problems with my ears while flying. That's what I use it for. You'll need a bottle of ylang ylang, just because it's really fun to say. I love ylang ylang to use in the Sweet and Sassy recipe added if people have problems with split ends. And it goes in the I Feel Happy stick. And a bottle of bergamot, which also goes in the I Feel Happy stick. Do you know bergamot is really great to apply with geranium over the liver to help dissolve anger and frustration? The aroma is fantastic. It's also a really nice one to diffuse with geranium, bergamot. So adding that up gets you guys the $190 free promo, and it gets you the stuff you need for your first make and take. Vodka, sweet almond oil, you can get all that at the store. If you don't want to use vodka, you can use witch hazel. It's just a little bit more drying on the skin, and it's a little bit more drying on the hair. And you want to use vodka because it's 80 proof or more. So that would be the neutral spirit you would want to use in it. So either vodka or witch hazel. Just know witch hazel a little bit drying on the skin. And if you want to, you can add a drop of peppermint and denature the alcohol if you want to. Then it just comes time to invite your members to the make and take. Yes, members. I use this as a member education event. This is a great way to show your new members how to use their products. They've got this kit, they've got these oils, they're excited to get different stuff, but they don't know what and they don't know what to do with it. So this is a really great get-together for new members. And as I'm using the oils to make things, I'm also pointing out, just as I did for you girls, the different things I can use with those oils, right? Show them the different things that they can use. I also make sure that I've worked into the price of the make and take ticket a chemical-free home booklet, because I want them to be able to go home and with that booklet look at all the other things that they can make. And when I announce the next make and take, they are so excited because they've looked at this recipe and they're like, yeah, it's something I was looking at and I want to make it. What I love about Young Living is this business is not just about enrolling people. It is about building and maintaining beautiful relationships and educating people. And we do that through events like a make and take. How many of you guys are so excited to host your first one? I flew all the way across the world for 5 people. How many of you are excited to host your first one? Thank you. How many of you guys have already hosted a make and take? Was it a great time? Are you glad you did it? Is your team grateful for it? Consistently do them. And you guys can put themes around them. You can do a baby and me make and take. You can do a mommy and baby bump make and take. You can do a spring cleaning make and take. There are so many different themes you can put around it. It is endless. Just use 4 to 5 recipes, gather the stuff that you need, and invite your friends. Just as I've invited you today to our make and take. So if you have put your ring in the glass, you're going to want to come up and clean it and get that out. Thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart. But I have one huge thank you first. Can I just say? Coming all the way here, it was really hard because I love traveling. And so I didn't get to see much of the places we went to. So I have a huge thank you to give to Miss Julie Jones. She works for Qantas, and she made sure that I had the most comfortable seats. She made sure I had the best side of the plane. You know, some planes where you're like, all I'm looking at is water, and all the people on the other side of the plane are looking at beautiful landmarks. She made sure we had the best side of the plane to fly into, and she has left us notes on all of our boarding passes. So each stop has been this really beautiful adventure. So she has made getting here so much fun in between each stop. So I have a huge thank you to give you. You get my apron. Thank you. You guys are amazing. I love coming to Australia. I love when you guys invite me to come to Australia. I love sharing with you guys how to succeed. So thank you so much for your generosity and your hospitality and everything that you guys do to support Young Living. So thank you. Oh, look at you lined them all up. Okay, this one's mine, and this one's mine. Those are yours. Okay, you girls can come on up. And these will be up here, so if you want to check out any of the stuff, smell any of the products, and as a thank you for coming to my make and take, you get to keep what you make, and you get to decide who wants which one of those. So thank you, guys. And I think either Kristen or you do. Sigrid has some fun announcements to make.